This is probably about as far from economics as you get. Looking at soil biology under controlled traffic. Some work that was done a few years ago in the Tasmanian vegetable industry. And I don't think you're going to get to your timer sheets, Jeff, because I'd be really struggling to make this last 15 minutes. So we had some work going on looking at controlled traffic in a veg system, and quite different from a lot of the work we hear about here with the sort of broadacre grain, dryland grain stuff. We're talking here a system which is still under full cultivation. So we have controlled traffic with cultivation and random traffic with cultivation. Done on it was a research exercise, but it was done on a sort of pseudo-commercial scale. So we're working with commercial machinery and all the rest of it. So as part of this soil biology exercise, we were looking at arthropods, as you do. So why look at soil arthropods? One thing about soil arthropods is that they don't have the ability to burrow. These creatures are about 0.2 to 2 mil long. So they're really dependent upon the soil structural environment that is there for their habitat. Hence they are used amongst soil entomologists, of which I don't claim to be one, as an indicator species for soil structure. And I guess there are many measures that you can use to assess soil structure, and this is just one. So the way our work was set up, what we have here in the top photos are potato harvesters. On the left, on your left, a fairly common bit of technology in the Tasmanian potato industry, single row harvester, no concept whatsoever of controlled traffic, nothing matches up. And I'd be very happy to have a discussion with James about the potential application of wide-span machines. And I agree, it's not in the broadacre grain industry, it's somewhere else altogether. And on the bottom photo there, you see the typical traffic pattern which is left after potato harvest. Road roller comes to mind. We're talking tracked areas over a vegetable cropping rotation in the order of 400 to 500%. 4 times the paddock area run over by wheels. On your right, you see the equipment that we were using, which is a twin row harvester setup, so that we're operating under controlled traffic system, and it's not too difficult to see the difference in the soil condition as a result of those operations. And of course, what we were looking for was to see what difference does this make to the soil biology. If only they were that defined. So in the work, we looked at a crop sequence over a period of about 3 years. That included this, and our sampling for soil biology work was done here during the growth of a winter broccoli crop. That was about June or July from memory, and in the growth of a carrot crop in the spring 15 months later. So what did we find? If we look at our spring exercise, about roughly 3 times the population of soil arthropods under controlled traffic compared to random traffic, and in the winter about double. And keep in mind, this is a fully cultivated system. What we're really seeing here is the impact of removing traffic. Break it down a little bit more to the depths. The soil was sampled at 3 different depths, ranging from surface down to about 170 millimetres. Not much point going deeper than that, because these creatures just don't go deeper than that. And here we see quite differences at the surface. So in the controlled traffic, sort of 2.5 times the population in the surface. But the other interesting thing from a soil structural point of view is that at depth in the controlled traffic, we've got just as many as we've got at the surface in random traffic. Looking at the winter results there, once again, not so much difference, but we see much the same populations in controlled traffic right to depth as we have in random traffic at the surface. So that's the actual number of creatures that are living down there and wandering around doing what they do. If we look at the diversity of the populations, once again, we end up with a benefit for controlled traffic in the surface areas compared to random. And once again, at depth, pretty much the same, or even slightly better controlled traffic compared to the surface. In the spring, yes, spring, and in the winter, really not a lot in it, really, in the winter. So, some key points. I think it's fair to say that traffic has a big impact on tillage, because even though we use less tillage in the controlled traffic, it's still pretty disruptive to a soil environment. So that was probably the key point to come out. There's probably not too many people lie awake worrying about the habitat of their arthropods, but I think we're happy to say that a diverse soil biology indicates good soil health, and arthropods are a good indicator of soil structure. Therefore, we can probably conclude that because soil structure under controlled traffic benefits the soil arthropods, that controlled traffic is good for soil health. So, a long time to get to that, but there you have it. Very good. You.